Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Let me see what this does. Okay. Hey y'all, how's everybody doing today or this evening? Okay, so I'm having some spinach dip, you guys, and I thought we could have a spinach dip mukbang, and I have my face cream on my eyes, so that's why I might look a little shiny, but don't mind that. So welcome to everyone that is here tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to come to my channel and be a part of this live stream tonight. My name is Nicole and I'm an addict, and I have been in recovery since July 13th of 2015. I am currently utilizing medically assisted treatment program. I have actually tapered down 2 milligrams, and then at the in the middle of next month, I go to the doctor and I'll taper down another 2 milligrams. And so each time I go down, I'm going to keep you guys informed and let you know how it feels and what it's like. But so far, I'm down 2. Tonight, what I want to do, you guys, is I want to talk about love and tolerance. Okay, so first I'm going to read some stuff to you because I feel like that's what I need to do first. And so first what we're going to do is we are going to go and we are going to read how it works. And then I will start out with what I wanted to talk to you about love and tolerance. So here we go. How it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those, too, who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. If you have decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you are ready to take certain steps. At some of these we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol and drugs. They're cunning, baffling, and powerful. Without help, they are too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. So, and then it reads steps 1 through 12, which I'm not going to go through that because I think most of you guys know. I just want to read how it works. So, most of us exclaimed, "What an order! I can't go through with it." Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. 1, that we were alcoholic and that we could not manage our own lives. 2, that probably no human power could have relieved our addiction. And 3, that God could and would if he were sought. So, that last one that says that God could and would if he were sought. I remember whenever I was first trying to get sober, you guys, like I'm talking before this time, I'm talking like 10 times ago. I had gotten to this point in my addiction where I was like, God turned his back on me. I don't have a higher power. I'm not connected to him. You know, he doesn't want me. He has abandoned me. Like, I don't deserve to have a higher power. Like, I'm worthless. I'm no good. Nobody, like, I just deserve to die. I deserve to die. And that's how I felt. I felt like that because I had just been, you know, killing myself and hurting myself and getting high and just like just fucking bottom of the barrel, just like scraping my, just trying to claw my way back up out of the darkness for so many years that I had given up on myself. And because I gave up on myself and I had no love for me, no self-confidence, no self-esteem, no, I was lost. I was so estranged from any kind of spiritual connection. The only connection that I had was with the world, was with sin, was with my addiction, was with the way I felt when I needed drugs, that awful feeling that when you wake up in the morning and you are in withdrawal and you got to get something, because if you don't, you want to kill yourself, right? So I was like so far away from my higher power. I didn't even know how to start becoming connected. I had a really hard time getting, into praying and meditating, because I had gotten so far away from my higher power, whom I call God, that it was like, I almost felt like he was like this person that was going to strike me dead, like I was a sinner. So he was going to come down out of the sky and say, Nicole, you're going to hell for the rest of your life. And there was no turning back, because for sure, all the things that I had done in my addiction, there was no way I was getting into heaven, and I just thought that was it, there was no hope for me. I was hopeless, and the first time that I had a little bit of hope, just a little twinkle of hope, was whenever my son was born. And I realized my life is worth living, because I had this beautiful, beautiful child. And that was my first little glimmer of hope, but that quickly got kind of muffled and stomped out, because drugs and alcohol came back in and I relapsed, But the more that I stay focused on the love and the positivity and the good in the world, the more that I'm grateful, and I wake up with an attitude of gratitude and thank, my higher power for helping me stay sober every day and helping me stay on the right track, the better my life is, the better my attitude is, the better I respond to others. It's really hard, you guys, because I'm human. And I know you guys probably struggle with this too, to not respond back to people when they're being negative, or when they're saying things that are hurtful, right? It's hard because as a human, we want to defend ourselves, right? But I was talking to my mom on the phone last night. I think it was last night. And she said something to me that it really just resonated with me. And she said, the truth doesn't need defending. You just share your truth, Nicole. You just continue sharing your truth. And I was like, man, she's right. Why am I doing this? So, I wanted to share some stuff out of here that I've been reading that have been it's been rocking my world. And when I read it, I'm like, dang, that is what I'm talking about. So earlier today when we were online, I was kind of getting into this with you guys. Okay. Okay, here we go. For most normal folks, drinking and drugging means conviviality, which means the quality of remaining friendly and lively, companionship and colorful imagination. It means release from care, boredom, and worry. It is joyous intimacy with friends and a feeling that life is good. For normal people, they can go out and drink and get messed up, and they're just relaxing. They're just letting loose, Oh, I'm just going to have a beer after work. I've been working 40 hours, right? And that's fine. They can do that, and they won't have negative consequences. But let's hear what they say about us. But not so with us. In those last days of heavy drinking, the old pleasures were gone. They were but memories. Never could we recapture the great moments of the past. There was an incessant yearning to enjoy life as we once did, and a heartbreaking obsession that some new miracle of control would enable us to do it. there was always one more attempt and one more failure. So for us, addicts and alcoholics, drinking and using is a death sentence. We can't go out and drink and use like a normal person can and have no negative consequences. And even if we do go out one time and nothing happens, what happens is that builds up that delusion in our mind, and we'll go back the next time and we might come out unscathed, and then we'll go back the next time, and then that's the time we end up in handcuffs and in prison. The less people tolerated us, the more we withdrew from society, from life itself. So the less people tolerated us. So you know how you were hanging out with your friends and they were like, you get too high, man. You can't kick it with us. Like, you're a liability. And your friends have, even your friends that you used to use with were like, you can't use with us anymore because you get too fucked up. I don't know about you guys, but that's what happened with me. I would get so messed up, I would overdose, or I would pass out, or I would nod out, and they would think I was dying, or my lips would be turning blue. And my friends were like, we've had enough. We can't babysit you all the time. That's what's happening. It's no longer fun to get high with you, Nicole, because we're babysitting you.
This is a hungry boy. What else can I have to eat?
You're a hungry boy?
Yes,
Do you want a them, or do you want a smoothie? Fruit smoothie?
I don't want any of those.
Do you want some barbecue meat? How about your chicken fries? Yeah.
No.
No? What, Nate?
Can I have some noodles or something?
Noodles? Okay.
Can I have some noodles or something?
Are the noodles gone? Noodles are gone. Here, you have some chicken fries. Chicken fries, you have some, look at me. Do you want some breadsticks? Some crazy bread?
Mommy, I wish you could just get, Mommy, just get me something to eat.
Okay.
I say that.
So, I'm talking, Nate. Hush. So, it says, okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I became a liability, and my friends were like, man, we can't have you, Nicole, because you're getting messed up, and we're worried, you know, like, we can't keep an eye on you. You're going to end up dying. So my friends, like, wouldn't allow me to, you know, they don't want to hang out with me anymore. And just like it says in here, it says, society stopped tolerating us, and so we withdrew and started isolating. And once you start isolating in your active addiction, you guys, when you start to use by yourself, that's when you know that you've like gotten to a whole new level in your addiction. Whenever you're using by yourself, it's not like you're going out. It's like you're a real addict when that starts to happen. Because Nate, I'm getting you some cheese sticks, and I'm getting you some chicken fries.
Cheese sticks and chicken fries.
Yeah.
Chicken fries and cheese sticks.
Yes.
Here. Kiss stick.
You can dip that too.
Pour a kiss stick.
Okay, here we go, guys. Huh? Hi, Nate.
How can I walk?
What? You just sit there and eat there. You eat right there.
How do I bring?
You eat right there. That's what you do. Okay. There was always, okay, here we go.
Can somebody?
Hey, guys. Oh, who did that?
And you will hold that.
Baby, I'm doing something right now.
Fine.
Thank you, whoever did that. Let me see who did that.
Fine. Bring
Hey, Leonard. Thanks, bud. I love you.
Bring that up there then when I come.
I will in a minute, Nate. So using and drinking, you guys, and doing that to where you're doing it alone. You're getting high alone, you know, because you're isolating. You're pulling away from everyone else because everyone else is like, yo, dude, you're getting too messed up. I can't have you around me. You're going to get us arrested or, you know, I don't want to have to take you to the emergency room. And that's the thing. Like my friends, they would jump me off on the side of the pavement and drive off before they would take me up into the emergency room. I tell you guys a quick story time. One time, my friend Misty, Neil had went to treatment, and we had just started dating, and he went to rehab. And my friend Misty and I were getting messed up on dope and benzos, and she ended up overdosing. And I put her in a cold bath. I was trying to give her CPR. I was opening her mouth. Y'all, she was blue. I was so afraid. I was crying. Her son was at the house with us asleep. And I was like, oh my God. So I called 911. 911 came, the ambulance came, you guys, and I drove right behind their asses all the way up to the hospital to go sit with her because I was so afraid that she was going to die. You know, I would have never have left her alone. But I cannot tell you guys how many times people left me alone, okay? People left me alone to die, all right? Just threw me out like I was a bag of trash, you know? And that's what your friends will do to you. If you're staying out there in active addiction and you're still using and getting high, mark my words, your friends, they're not your friends. They don't care about you, okay? They will leave you to die. I have seen so many videos of people who are overdosing and nobody was with them. Or the people there that were with them ran their pockets and then left. And then left for them to die. You know, I used to say, but these are my friends, Mom. But these are my friends, Dad. They care about me. No, they don't. Okay? No, they don't. If our friends, if we cared about each other, I'm saying this about myself too. If I cared about those people in active addiction while I was in active addiction, I would have said, hey man, I think we should get sober. I think we need to change our lives. You know, I think we need to do something different, right? When you're in active addiction, the only thing you see is tunnel vision. The only thing you see is that dope, right? That alcohol, that pill, that whatever your drug of choice is. That's all you see. You got tunnel vision. You're focused on the only thing you're focused on it is getting that fix. Okay, you don't have it in you to care about anyone else, you know. And today over on my Patreon, I was talking about toxic relationships. And now that I'm older and I look back on those relationships that I was in, I can see where the warning signs were. I can see where the relationship went south and I should have gotten out, you know? But it was like when you're in that madness and you think that you love someone, especially when they're a narcissist and they're abusive to you, it's so hard to get out, you guys. It's so hard to get up the strength to leave. You know, my dad used to say, you're a battered woman. You're a battered woman. You don't know what's good for you, you know? And for my dad to have to see me, you know, coming home with black eyes and going to my job, you know, like that, I'd have to make up lies of why I looked like that. You know, I don't wish that upon nobody, you guys. As we become subjects of King Alcohol, shivering denizens of his mad realm, the chilling vapor that is loneliness settled down. It thickened, ever becoming blacker. Some of us sought out sordid places. Hoping to find understanding, companionship, and approval. Momentarily, we did. Then would come oblivion and the awful awakening to face the hideous four horsemen: terror, bewilderment, frustration, and despair. Unhappy drinkers and users who read this page will understand. So some of us sought out sordid places, hoping to find understanding and companionship. So basically, some of us, you know, we started hooking up with dudes that weren't good for us, or hooking up with girls that weren't good for us, or going to trap houses because we were just trying to find someone who would get high with us on our level, someone who knew what it was like to be where we were at and didn't judge us for the way we got high, for how bad we were on dope, you know? Because I don't know about you guys, but I like graduated to like master addiction level, you know? There's like beginner, intermediate, kind of bachelor's degree, and then master of addiction. Like I had flown past all the people that I used with to this like master level in addiction, right? And I'm hanging out with people who are on intermediate level, and they're looking at me and they're like, she's shooting up over there. I don't know about that. I don't use no needle. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I would have to go into these other places, these worse places, you know, the trap house, the ghetto, the streets, the meth cook's house, you know, the old abandoned trailer, no running water, no lights, and stay there with them because see, they were getting down like I was, right? But I didn't want to feel alone, because when I was alone, I had to think about myself. I had to think about what I was doing. I had to look at myself in the mirror and see the piece of shit I had become. I had to see how sick I was. I had to see how miserable I was. I had to see how I was killing myself. So if I wasn't alone and I had people around me to keep me distracted from how fucking horrible my life was, to keep me distracted from how I was slowly dying and committing suicide with drugs and alcohol. Now and then a serious drinker, being dry at the moment, says, I don't miss it at all. Feel better, work better, have a better time. As ex-problem drinkers, we smile at such a sally. We know our friend is like a boy whistling in the dark to keep up his spirits. He fools himself. Inwardly, he would give anything to take a dozen drinks and get away with them. He will presently try the old game again, for he isn't happy about his sobriety. He cannot picture life without alcohol or drugs. Someday he will be unable to imagine life either with alcohol or without. Then he will know loneliness, such as few do. He will be at the jumping off place. He will wish for the end. He will want to kill himself. You know, if you're not happy with your sobriety, if you're miserable because you can't get fucked up anymore and you can't get drunk, what kind of life is that to live? You know, that's why I say it's so important to find happiness and purpose in your recovery. That's why I say that giving back and helping others and doing service work, even if it's like we are on here, having a channel and sharing your experience, or going out into the streets and witnessing to drug addicts and alcoholics and telling them, hey, you're not alone. There's hope. You can recover, man. Look at me. I'm telling you guys, that will give you that extra little boost that you need. Because for me, when I first got sober, I could never imagine my life without dope. I was, how am I going to live my life? How am I going to function without getting high, right? This is going to suck. This is going to be so boring, right? It's going to be lame. But I'm going to tell you something right now. The first 6 months of my sobriety, I thought, this sucks. I'm never going to be able to keep this up, right? And then a year went by, right? And I was like, hold on, wait a second. This isn't so bad. I actually have money in the bank. I actually feel good about myself. I can actually, go on a vacation. Holy shit, I bought a car. What? I'm holding down a job, right? And then stuff started getting better. And don't get me wrong, I've had bad times. I've had hard times. I've went through some drama in my life. I've had arguments with my husband. I've had family situations that rose up and really were hard to get through. I've gotten fired from jobs. I've had friends die, best friends die, friends commit suicide. And look, I am still here. I'm still standing because I found happiness in being in recovery. And I want to be in recovery today. I don't want to die. I don't want to be a dry drunk. I want to be happy, joyous, and free. And I want to help other people. I want to spread that message of hope to encourage others to reach out for help and change their lives too. Because you guys, let me tell you something. Reaching out for help is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Laying my pride to the side, letting go of my ego, and actually saying, I can't do this alone, was the hardest thing I've ever done. If y'all don't know this, I kind of have a lot of pride. I kind of try to be tough sometimes, but I'm really not. And y'all see that. Y'all see how vulnerable I am. But especially when I was coming out of active addiction, it was like pulling teeth to get me to ask for help. I would go to the bitter end saying, I got this. But man, when you're fucking killing yourself and you're overdosing every other week and you're ended up in the hospital in comas and you're losing your kids, you're losing your house, you're losing your husband, all for dope, it just wasn't worth it anymore. It just wasn't worth it anymore for me. I wasn't benefiting from using drugs anymore. The high wasn't even blotting out all my misery anymore. I was still miserable and high. So I was like, fuck this. I'm going to try and get sober. We have shown, I see. Have you a sufficient substitute? Yes, there is a substitute, and it is vastly more than that. It is a fellowship in AA. There you will find release from care, boredom, and worry. Your imagination will be fired. Life will mean something at last. The most satisfactory years of your existence lie ahead. Thus we find the fellowship, and so will you. That's hope. That's hope, finding fellowship with other people who are in recovery. And that's what's been that's probably been one of the most beneficial things to me, you guys, is being able to connect with other people in recovery. Because every time I start working with somebody new in recovery, it like sparks a whole new level of hope in me. You know why? Because I see hope in them. And I remember what it was like whenever I was first starting out. And helping somebody who's just starting out helps me so much. Every time I get to connect with somebody who is down at the bottom, they have nowhere left to turn. It literally helps me. And I'm just so grateful to even be able to do that for anyone else. Because it helps me stay sober every single day. And I'm so grateful to God for pulling me out of this, because I never ever thought I would get sober. Ever. Yeah? You want another one? Well, sit right here and eat it. Sit right here and eat it, son. Huh? Huh? Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, son.
So can you come upstairs?
Yes, babe. Hold on.
So I can sit.
Take this bag. Look at me. Take this bag. I'm going to put this lid on and go upstairs and eat. Okay? I'm coming, son. I'm coming. All right, you guys. So there is hope out there. There's hope in recovery. There is hope, huh, buddy? There's hope in recovery. I mean, look at me. I used to not even be able to get up out of bed, and now I'm a mom, taking care of Nate, taking care of all these dogs. I mean, that's a miracle. That is a miracle, huh, Nate? Jetta, you little stink pot. Go. Go.
What?
She's down here eating whatever. Now she's going to get sick. I swear. I want you guys from a hopeless state of mind. And remember that we got to have love and tolerance for each other. One of the hardest things for me is like when I disagree with somebody, or I'm having an argument with somebody, or we just don't see eye to eye, right? As an addict, my first response is, fuck that, fuck them, and to run, right? But I'm trying so hard to be a better person. And if somebody in the recovery community is struggling, I always want them to know if they're struggling, they can come here. They can reach out to me. Because it doesn't matter. Listen to me. It don't matter if we've had beef. It doesn't matter if you don't like me. But if you're struggling and you're dying from the disease of addiction and you need help, all you have to do is message me. I will help you whatever I can, no matter what. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you think what I'm doing is not right or you don't agree with it. But if you're struggling and you need help, you need to put all that to the side and you need to get help. Because you're either going to die or you're going to get sober. There's really not any other way. You're either going to die trying or get sober. What, Nate? What? There, wait. There. It's open. Now dip your food. It's like, what you got to do is you got to throw up them chains, okay? You got to shake the chains of the bondage of self, because that's what addiction is. It's ourselves fighting ourselves. That's what it is. That's the bondage of self. So stop fighting yourself, okay? Stop fighting what you know is right, and reach out for help. Nathaniel, eat your food. Go. I'm going to get off here, though, because this child's literally about to drive me to drink. And y'all, I'm telling you, that's the only thing. I have a great life, but this child, I love him so much, but he just drives me sometimes. I just want you guys to know to stay encouraged. Keep doing what you're doing. If you're staying sober and you're living your life right, keep pushing forward. Don't give up. Do not let addiction take over. You deserve the sobriety. You deserve your life today. Listen, I'm probably one of the most self-deprecating people, but even I know I deserve recovery today. I deserve this life, and so do you. So I love you guys, and I hope you have a good day. If you haven't already, go over and check out my Patreon, see if it's something that you'd be interested in. And again, I want to thank Hannah. She's my first patron, you guys, and I'm super excited to have her. And I just want to thank Leonard for sending me $5 on the super chat. Thanks, Leonard. You're awesome, and you've always been so supportive to me. And I can't wait till you get yours up so I can go over there and do you one too.